Chosen one, there are moments in life that refuse to be explained by logic alone. Encounters that seem ordinary on the surface, but carry a deeper spiritual significance beneath them. Meeting Jay may have been one of those moments. Before you ever introduced yourself, before you shared your story, before you revealed your dreams, fears, or struggles, something about you had already been recognized. Something beyond appearance, something beyond words. And that is what this message is about. Because there are certain people who enter your life with a strange sense of familiarity. They look at you differently, they listen differently, they react differently. It is almost as if they know a chapter of your story that you have not yet written. Chosen one, this happens because spirit recognizes spirit. Long before your voice spoke, your energy spoke. Long before your mouth introduced you, your purpose introduced you. Long before your history became known, our destiny became visible. Many people believe that communication begins with words, but heaven often communicates through things that words cannot express. Your presence carries information. Your spirit carries evidence. Your struggles leave fingerprints. Your calling creates a frequency, and certain people are sensitive enough to recognize it. That may be why Jay seemed unusually aware of who you were from the very beginning. They may not have understood everything they were sensing. They may not have been able to explain it, but something inside them knew there was more to you than what appeared on the surface. You see, God often allows people to recognize your assignment before they understand your story. Think about that. Some individuals see your future before they know your past. They notice your strength while you are focused on your weakness. They recognize your gift while you are still questioning your worth. This is why chosen ones frequently attract people who see, to understand them without explanation. It is not because those people know every detail. It is because they recognize the signature of God on your life, and the signature of God cannot remain hidden forever. For years you may have felt misunderstood. For years you may have felt invisible. For years you may have believed that nobody truly saw you. But heaven sees differently. God often sends witnesses before he sends blessings. Before promotion comes confirmation. Before elevation comes recognition. Before fulfillment comes revelation. And sometimes that revelation arrives through another person. Maybe Jay entered your life to remind you of something that you had forgotten. Maybe they saw greatness hidden beneath your self-doubt. Maybe they saw courage hidden beneath your insecurity. Maybe they saw leadership hidden beneath your insecurity. The truth is that many chosen ones spend years underestimating themselves. Life wounds them. Disappointments discourage them. Betrayal, nickels, silence them. Failures convince them that they are ordinary. Yet despite all of that, the calling remains. The purpose remains. The assignment remains. And eventually someone notices. Eventually someone sees what heaven has been protecting. Eventually someone recognizes what God has been preparing. That recognition can be powerful, because sometimes one person believing in you becomes the spark that changes everything. Not because they create your destiny, but because they confirm it. And confirmation is one of God's favorite ways of strengthening his people. Chosen one. There is another reason Jay may have known something about you before you spoke. Your battles reveal your identity. Every challenge you survive leaves evidence. Every storm you overcome leaves wisdom. Every trial you endure shapes your spirit. Even when you try to hide your scars, there are people who can sense the lessons behind them. They see the maturity that suffering produced. They see the raw resilience that hardship created. They see the strength that survival demanded, and they know that strength does not appear by accident. You may have thought your struggles were hidden, but your endurance was visible. You may have thought nobody noticed your battles, but your spirit carried proof that you fought them. That proof cannot be concealed forever. The strongest people rarely announce their strength. The deepest souls rarely advertise their wisdom. The most powerful individuals often walk quietly, yet their presence speaks volumes. Perhaps that is what Jay noticed, not your words, not your appearance, not your achievements, but your spirit, a spirit refined by fire, a spirit strengthened through adversity, a spirit shaped by God's hand. And when someone recognizes that, they are responding to something much deeper than ordinary attraction or curiosity. They are responding to divine evidence. Chosen one. Many people spend their lives searching for signs from heaven. Yet one of the greatest signs often arrives through human encounters. God frequently uses people to deliver confirmation. He uses conversations. He uses relationships. He uses unexpected connections. He uses moments that seem random but are actually arranged. Nothing surprises God. Nothing catches him off guard. The people crossing your path today may have been assigned to your journey long before you met them. Think about how many unlikely events had to occur for certain encounters to happen. The timing, the location, the circumstances, the conversations, the opportunities. All of it. What appears accidental from earth often appears intentional from heaven. And when God is involved, there are no wasted connections. Every meaningful encounter carries purpose. Every divine appointment carries instruction. Every spiritual recognition carries significance. This is why some meetings leave a permanent impact. You cannot forget them. You cannot explain them. You cannot dismiss them. Something about them continues to resonate within you. That resonance is often the sound of purpose recognizing purpose. Chosen one, there is a deeper truth many people never understand. Before people recognize your success, they recognize your potential. Before they witness your harvest, they sense your seeds. Before they see your victory, they notice your preparation. Jat may have recognized potential that was still developing, potential that had not yet become visible to everyone else, potential that was hidden beneath seasons of waiting, potential that was protected by God until the right time. Remember this. The oak tree exists inside the acorn before anyone sees it. The masterpiece exists inside the stone before the sculptor reveals it. The destiny exists inside the chosen one before the world acknowledges it. And spiritually sensitive people can sometimes sense that hidden reality. They see what is becoming, not just what is. That is why certain individuals enter your life with unusual certainty. They see something bigger than your current circumstances. They see possibilities that others overlook. They see a future that has not yet arrived, and they respond to it. Chosen one. But perhaps the most important lesson in this message is this: stop doubting what God placed inside you. If others can recognize your value before you speak, imagine how clearly heaven sees it. If others can sense your purpose before you explain it, imagine how deeply God understands it. If others can identify your strength while you are still questioning yourself, imagine how much greater your true potential really is. You were never ordinary. Your journey was never random. Your struggles were never meaningless. Everything has been preparing you. Every disappointment taught something. Every delay developed something. Every challenge strengthened something. Every closed door redirected something, and every season served a purpose. The reason your path has felt different is because your assignment is different. The reason your battles have been intense is because your calling is significant. The reason certain people recognize something unique about you is because there is something unique about you. Not because you are better than others, but because God created you for a specific purpose. A purpose that cannot be replaced. A purpose that cannot be duplicated. A purpose that cannot be cancelled. Chosen one, hear this carefully. The next time someone sees greatness in you, do not immediately reject it. The next time someone notices your gift, do not dismiss it. The next time someone recognizes your potential, do not argue against it. Maybe they are seeing something you have forgotten. Maybe they are confirming something heaven has been whispering. Maybe they are witnessing evidence of a destiny that is still unfolding, and maybe J was one of those witnesses. Someone sent to recognize before ye. How revealed, someone sent to see before you explained, someone sent to confirm before you believed. Because sometimes God allows another person to recognize your calling so that you can finally begin recognizing it yourself. So today, stop focusing on who doubted you. Stop focusing on who underestimated you. Instead, focus on what God has been building within you all along. Focus on the strength that survived every storm. Focus on the wisdom gained through every battle. Focus on the purpose that continues to pull you forward. Focus on the destiny that remains intact despite every obstacle. Because the truth is simple. Before you spoke, heaven already knew who you were. Before you struggled, heaven already prepared a way. Before you doubted, heaven already declared your worth. And before J ever heard your voice, something within them recognized the evidence of God's work upon your life. That recognition was not an accident. It was a reminder that your spirit speaks even when your mouth is silent. A reminder that your purpose shines even when your confidence fades. A reminder that your destiny exists even when you cannot yet see it. And most importantly, a reminder that God has always known exactly who you are. The question is no longer whether heaven recognizes you. The question is whether you are finally ready to recognize yourself. Because the moment you do, everything begins to change. But chosen one, the message does not end there. Because there is another layer to this mystery that many people never consider. What if the reason J recognized something about you before you spoke was because they were not seeing the version of you that exists today? What if they were seeing glimpses of the person you are becoming? You see, God often allows certain people to catch a preview of your future before you arrive there yourself. That is why some individuals speak words over your life that say, "Abiam, impossible at the time." They tell you that you are stronger than you think. They tell you that you are destined for more. They tell you that your current situation does not define your future. And while you may struggle to believe those words, something inside you feels stirred by them. Why? Because truth has a way of recognizing itself. Deep within your spirit, you know there is more. You know there is a greater purpose. You know there is a deeper calling. You know there is a reason you survived things that should have broken you. And sometimes God uses another person to awaken what has been sleeping inside of you. Chosen one, there are people who looked at you and only saw your flaws. There are people who judged you based on your mistakes. There are people who measured you by your circumstances. But J saw something different. They saw beyond the temporary. They saw beyond the struggle. They saw beyond the confusion. They saw beyond the waiting season. And thaw. Naturally, because spiritual vision always sees further than natural vision. Natural eyes focus on appearance. Spiritual eyes focus on purpose. Natural eyes focus on limitations. Spiritual eyes focus on possibilities. Natural eyes focus on where you are. To spiritual eyes focus on where God is taking you. That is why chosen ones often confuse people. Some people see nothing special about them. Others immediately recognize greatness. The difference is vision. One person sees the shell, another sees the treasure hidden within it. One person sees the process, another sees the promise. One person sees the struggle, another sees the strength being developed through it. And perhaps J was one of those rare individuals who could see beyond the surface. Perhaps they noticed qualities that even you overlooked. Perhaps they recognized gifts that you had buried beneath years of disappointment. Perhaps they sensed authority that you had mistaken for insecurity. Because many chosen one heights spend years apologizing for the very qualities that make them extraordinary. They apologize for being different. They apologize for thinking differently. They apologize for feeling deeply. They apologize for refusing to follow the crowd. Yet those very characteristics are often evidence of their assignment. You were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to think like everyone else. You were never meant to walk the same path as everybody around you. You were created with intention. You were designed with purpose, and purpose always leaves clues. Those clues can be seen by people who are paying attention. That is why certain individuals feel drawn toward you, even when they cannot explain why. Your spirit carries a message. Your life carries a signal. Your presence carries evidence. People may not understand it consciously, but they feel it. They sense something different. They sense something uncommon. They sense something significant, and that significance often makes them respond in unexpected ways. Some people are inspired by it. Some people are challenged by it. Some people are intimidated by it. Some people are attracted to it. Some people are threatened by it. But very few people remain neutral around genuine purpose. Purpose creates a reaction. Light creates a reaction. Truth creates a reaction. And chosen ones carry all three. That is why your journey has never been ordinary. Have you noticed how people often make assumptions about you before they know you? Have you noticed how strangers sometimes open up to you unexpectedly? Have you noticed how certain individuals trust you almost immediately? There is a reason for that. Your spirit is speaking before your words arrive. Your energy is communicating before introductions happen. Your purpose is announcing itself before conversations begin, and people are responding to what they sense. Chosen one. Many of the battles you have faced were not designed to destroy you. They were designed to reveal you. Pressure reveals character. Fire reveals purity. Storms reveal strength. Darkness reveals light. The difficult seasons of your life were uncovering qualities that could not emerge any other way. Patience, wisdom, discernment, compassion, faith, courage, resilience. These are not qualities that develop in comfort. They develop in challenge, and once they are developed, they become visible. Even when you are unaware of them, even when you are not trying to display them, even when you remain humble about them, others can still see them. Others can still sense them. Others can still recognize them. That may be exactly what happened with Jay. Maybe they were witnessing the evidence of battles you had already survived. Maybe they were noticing the strength that adversity had produced. Maybe they were recognizing spiritual maturity that could only come through experience. Because every scar tells a story. Every lesson leaves a mark. Every victory leaves evidence. And spiritually aware people know how to recognize that evidence. Chosen one. There is another truth you need to hear. Not everyone who recognizes your purpose is meant to stay in your life forever. Some people arrive to reveal something. Some people arrive to teach something. Some people arrive to confirm something. And once their assignment is complete, their role changes. Do not become so focused on the messenger that you miss the message. The greatest gift may not have been the person. The greatest gift may have been what they helped you see about yourself. Perhaps Jay was sent to awaken your confidence. Perhaps Jay was sent to strengthen your faith. Perhaps Jay was sent to confirm your direction. Perhaps Jay was sent to remind you that God has not forgotten you. Whatever the reason, the lesson remains. God knows how to place the right people in the right places at the right time. He knows how to deliver encouragement exactly when it is needed. He knows how to provide confirmation exactly when doubt is growing. He knows how to send reminders exactly when hope begins to fade. Nothing is accidental. Nothing is wasted. Nothing escapes his awareness, and that includes every meaningful encounter in your life. Chosen one. Imagine how different your life would be if you truly believed what heaven believes about you. Imagine how differently you would walk. Imagine how differently you would think. Imagine how differently you would approach your future. Too many gifted people spend their lives waiting for permission to become who they already are. Too many anointed people spend their lives doubting what God has already placed inside them. Too many chosen ones spend years seeking external validation when heaven has already provided internal confirmation. The time has come to stop questioning your value. The time has come to stop minimizing your gifts. The time has come to stop shrinking yourself to fit into places you have outgrown. You were created for more. You were designed for impact. You were called for purpose. And whether you realize it or not, people can already see signs of that calling. That is why certain individuals respond to you differently. That is why certain doors continue opening. That is why certain opportunities keep appearing. That is why certain confirmations continue arriving. God is leaving evidence everywhere. The question is whether you are paying attention. Chosen one, as this message comes to a close, remember this powerful truth. Before you introduced yourself, God introduced your purpose. Before you shared your story, your spirit revealed your strength. Before you explained your struggles, your endurance spoke for itself. Before you described your calling, heaven had already placed signs of it upon your life, and before Jay ever heard a single word from your mouth, they recognized something that could not be hidden. They recognized the fingerprints of destiny. They recognized the evidence of preparation. They recognized the marks left by God's hand, and perhaps that recognition was meant to teach you one final lesson. You do not need to convince everyone of who you are. You do not need to explain your worth to everyone you meet. You do not need to prove your value to people who refuse to see it. What God has placed within you will eventually speak for itself. Purpose speaks. Character speaks. Integrity speaks. Faith speaks. Destiny speaks. And when the time is right, the world will hear what heaven has known all along. So walk forward with confidence. Walk forward with faith. Walk forward with expectation. Because the same God who allowed others to recognize your potential is the same God who will bring that potential into reality. Your story is not ending. Your purpose is not fading. Your calling is not shrinking. In many ways, it is only beginning. And one day you will look back on these moments and understand why certain people recognized something special about you before you ever spoke. Because they were not merely seeing who you were, they were catching a glimpse of who God created you to become. And that glimpse was powerful enough to change everything. Chosen one, your future is calling. Answer it.